Hey everybody, it's Congressman Jamie Raskin coming to you from Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. I'm here with a very special local hero, Chris Pyon, who's also my guest to President Biden's address this evening, Wednesday, April the 28th, to a joint session of Congress. And this is like the State of the Union, but since it's first year, it's not exactly a State of the Union address. But I invited Chris to come because he is a stand-in for so many wonderful small business owners throughout Maryland's 8th District in Montgomery and Frederick and Carroll counties. He's struggled through the very tough times of COVID-19 and he's coming back now. His restaurant is called Mobydick Sushi, which he's the co-owner of, and with his mom and dad, who took it over back in 1998. And this is a celebrated local restaurant and a very big deal in the Wheaton urban district. And Chris is one of the small business reps in the Wheaton Urban District Arts Committee and works very closely with the small business community in Wheaton. So Chris, for your public activism and for your stewardship of this local treasure, we are saluting you and making you our local hero this week.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
And so tell us, you went to the University of Maryland, right?
I did, yes.
And you went to Magruder, so you were a local boy, made good as a local hero in the small business community. Tell me what your experience has been of COVID-19, and were there times when you guys thought you might not be able to make it?
Okay, sure, no problem. So a little bit over a year ago, so last March of 2020, we got the executive order from Governor Hogan that in Montgomery County, well, I guess in all the areas, we had to shut down after 5 p.m. I forget what date it was exactly, but we had to shut down and we could only do carry out. Now, at the time, I talked to other business owners and we thought, what is this? How serious can it be? Can you really shut down everyone? What are we going to do? But we did shut down and then we just started to do carry out after that. And I will say in the beginning, it was a little bit of a struggle and a transition because there was so much uncertainty with everything that was, going on. And, for us, we had just gotten out of like a 3-year project that was right in front of our restaurant that took away all of our parking. And we thought we were in the clear and then we got hit with the pandemic that shut everything down. So it took a few weeks and then we started to slowly transition to just carry out only. And we, with sushi, it's like something you can do carry out. It doesn't get warm, it doesn't get soggy. It's something that holds really well. So first few weeks were the struggle, but then we started to, catch on and, capitalize on that and then just, stay afloat and try to ride this thing out.
Of course, the sushi people are real sushi people, like my daughter's Hannah and Tabitha. I mean, they would eat sushi pretty much every night for dinner if they could. And I should say they love your restaurant. You ended up applying for PPP money the way so many of our small businesses did in order to make it through because of the shutdown, right?
Right, correct. The PPP, when it first came out, I wasn't really too sure of it. And then I spoke to actual other business owners and we're like, will this thing really help us? And then our biggest question was, is it really going to be loan forgiveness? Because if this is just a loan, then I don't know if we want to, take on that burden about something that we might not be able to pay off in the future, especially at the time with so many businesses having to shut down. But what I will say about the PPP, it's been tremendous for my restaurant specifically. So we had to shut down for a few months just to kind of figure out. My parents are a little bit older, so obviously I didn't want to have them catch anything nor I give something to them. So we shut down for a little bit and tried to figure out, how are we going to switch up our system? How are we going to be able to cater to our customers? How are we going to be able to let them know it's a safe, clean, sanitized place here that you can get your carry out from? You don't have to worry about it. Well, what the PPP did for us that I didn't realize, the obvious stuff was it helped us pay our rent, which was tremendous because we were closed for like 3 to 4 months. And then another thing, it helped us with our utilities. And then the other big thing about it was that it helped us retain our employees. Now, keep in mind when we shut down and we're not making money, neither are they. And they have mouths to feed. They have a roof they need to keep over their head. They need to be able to feed their children too. And before PPP, we were actually very stressed out about how are we going to retain them. We don't want to fire them. That's not right. And with a small business, a lot of your employees are kind of like family, and that's the same with us. So when the PPP came in, that's a way that we're able to keep them, and then have them on the payroll so that they don't go elsewhere and that they're, taken care of. And then another thing that I was alluding to earlier was that the PPP actually bought us time. Now, at the time, I didn't notice this, but after a year later, I was thinking, we're doing everything on the fly, but the PPT, it bought us time to figure out, to help us upgrade our menu, upgrade our website, incorporate online ordering, partner with delivery services, and then to add contactless payment, which, is really helpful with trying to keep minimal contact. And I feel like part of that is the reason why so many customers come to us, because we have that whole system set up. And the PPP bought us that time to figure everything out, because sometimes trying to do that on the fly, it doesn't always have great results, but we were able to take the time to actually get all that done.
Well, Chris, you are my guest to the joint session of Congress with President Biden. We're not doing it in person this year because of COVID-19, but you're my online virtual video guest. If you had the opportunity to speak to President Biden, and you may, I don't know whether you will or not, but what would you tell him about the American Rescue Act, the 1.9 trillion we put in, about the PPP, about the whole effort that we've engaged in to try to help small business? I mean, has this done good generally?
So the PPP was tremendous, and I full-heartedly believe that. And if I could tell him anything, I thank you and I appreciate it, because not just taking the PPP out, we were able to capitalize on a lot of other grants, not loans, but grants. And those are things you obviously don't have to pay back. Every grant that we get that comes from the government, I apply for, and most of the times I get it. And then we use that to help keep our business afloat. So he has my thanks and my appreciation, and please keep it coming, because we're still struggling. We're not out of this yet, and we want to be able to keep our livelihoods.
Well, and that, of course, is the other part of it, that we have this renewed and dramatically revitalized effort to crush COVID-19, to get everybody vaccinated, and to get us out of the pandemic condition. And that will allow the businesses to come back roaring and to do their own thing. So, you're not going to need these lifelines being thrown to you by the government. But in the meantime, we are going to make sure that the small business sector is thriving the way that we're going to make sure the public schools are thriving, the states, the counties, the municipalities, people who are thrown out of work, the unemployed, we've gotten new benefits for them. So we're going to get our people through this. Thank you for bringing a lot of people a lot of joy with your sushi, and thank you for being a committed Marylander. And for these reasons and more, you're our local hero this week. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.